So, I'm going to review some of the Marvel Netflix series, and if any of you say is technically not the Marvel Netflix series, I don't care, I'm still calling it that. So, yeah. So, through a couple of things I've said, there's a new Daredevil series, right? And I could theoretically just go through Daredevil Season 1, Daredevil Season 2, Daredevil Season 3, Daredevil Season 2, The Defenders, which technically counts as Daredevil Season 3, but I can watch those 4 series, be done, and not care. But because at one point I watched one series, and then a couple of bits, I think up to where Danny joined, it's like, and found the thing, I did, I think 2 episodes of, sort of like Iron Fist, and up to where the man is like, oh, this person's taking pictures of me, and it's like, and the person's like, pour coffee into your face. I watched them there when I went sometimes to Brighton and hanged out, and sometimes went over to have, I think when I was younger, because this came out when I was still at school, and I would go out and have sleepovers with my friend Josh, who would watch this, because both of us back then, because Marvel was being really big. I don't think Josh, I think, I don't know, actually I can't speak to him, but I know at this point Marvel's been a bit, but back then it was like, oh yeah, let's watch this. But now that it's having its own series, and me crossing my fingers saying that we're going to get another Luke Cage series, please. But this is really cool and really interesting overall. I love the fights, definitely the corridor fights, so many times I've had the corridor fights and this. And technically, I know what's somewhat going to happen in somewhat Season 3. Good thing for me, I'm bad at memorizing, so I forgot most of Season 3, but I know Season 2. Which I've already watched. But overall, the idea is, I am going to watch Daredevil season, the order that the Netflix series says. Which is Daredevil Season 1, Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and then Defenders. What's the rest? Nope, the Loop. No, the Loop. Jeez. Iron Fist, Punisher, Season 1, Jessica Jones, Season 2, Luke Cage, Season 2, Iron Fist, Season 2, Daredevil, Season 3, Punisher, Season 2, Jessica Jones, Season 3, and that's it. So yeah. The only one thing that I would like to talk about with spoilers is because I like the dynamic, and realistically I'm going to spoil myself with Born Again. I've spoiled myself for most of the series, so I don't quite frankly care. So there is some things I'm going to be like, oh, and this happens, and this could mean this. But the one thing I like is he has the thing where he's got a blindfold, where he's like, not that, he came back from a fight, and he talks about like, oh, there was this kid who had a father, and it's like, that story is said subtle enough that it's like, oh yeah, we don't need to like say what it is, but enough as like you don't say it, but we all know what you're saying, and it's effed up so much. I would say this is like so insane, and yeah, that's what I love, because I am gonna bring this up. I'm somewhat watching Born Again, even though I haven't technically finished either Season 2 or I haven't even started Season 3 of the original Daredevil. There's a strong likelihood chance that I can review Daredevil Born Again before I review Daredevil Season 3 of the original series. And I don't care. But in the original series, and a lot of the Marvel shows have been like a little bit more clean, friendly, but it's willing to be a little bit more violent, a little bit more bloody in a way. And I love it. So I hope you enjoy, and good night.